Lux Eterna by Clint Mansell. Hopefully you all know it well from the movie Requiem for a Dream. Intense movie, a little depressing, but very good, and I enjoyed it. I'm here today to talk to you about being a Cancer, being an emotional person, and learning to live with these emotions and how to deal with them. I'm 30 years old, and I'm still very much learning how to deal with everything that I am. I do these things as a way to vent and a way to get things out of my head that things that I've been thinking about for some time. Last couple of weeks, I've felt my emotions weighing very heavily on me, and at times it's just like I feel like that there's so much emotion going on that, as bleak as it seems, I wish I could just get put to sleep at certain moments. It's like, why do I have to feel all of these intense feelings? And it's a lot to try to handle. And lately, it's I feel like a lot of that's stemming from trying to step into the light, per se. As far as trying to meet new people, trying to pursue relationships with females. And so I felt like I need to step back into the darkness where I belong, because every time I step into the light, I get burned. And I know that's not entirely true. I can't just hide from everything all the time. But up until pretty recently, I've done a pretty good job of being happy with who I am and my ways of being introverted and not having too much thought or care about branching out a whole lot and being real super social and so on and so forth. But for whatever reason, I guess it might have started about 4 months ago when I thought I met someone who would be really special to me. Maybe I misinterpreted things. It is what it is, and it was what it was. But ever since then, I've been a little all over the place, and feeling like there's a void that needs filled. That there's something that's missing. I need to find it, and I can't just be content with going back to the way things were. I don't know why, but that's been the theme as of late. I think part of that has to do with what I consider to be a beautiful mind. Always so much going on in my head, and in the past, I've looked to certain substances to try to help deal with that. And I'm starting to think that the reason why I did that so much is because of all the thoughts and emotions and everything, turned to these substances to try to become numb to it. And it makes sense whether you're talking about smoking pot, drinking alcohol, or even having sex. Yeah, I've met a lot of people over the years, few of whom who are open about being promiscuous and or having an addiction to sex. And they have a lot of personality traits in common with other people who, have become drug addicts or just frequent indulgers, recreational users, however you want to put it. And I think in the end, it's really everybody's trying to achieve the same thing, and it's just a way for them to be able to cope, a coping mechanism. And they might not all necessarily have the same flow of emotions, but I think that may be a common connection there, is that being overwhelmed with your own thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and just wanting to turn the volume down a little bit when you don't necessarily know what to do with everything that's coming out, everything that you're feeling. It can be a bit to handle sometimes, so yeah, you search for a place of comfort, a solace, a safe haven, somewhere where you can hide from these feelings, because it can be very intimidating to try to take all of them head on. And so I've when faced with the worst of these feelings in my past, when I felt like I was really at a rock bottom in my life and dealing with a great loss and a super difficult change, many changes that I had to adapt to, one of the biggest ways that I found to deal with that in a positive way is seeking self-improvement, mostly through physical fitness and nutrition. I really think it kind of started with the clean eating. Once I started to figure out how to take care of myself by eating better foods, that got me to feeling better. Eat good, feel good. And then you have the desire to do something with all this newfound energy. Then you want to become active, and you want to exercise, you want to work out. And then that makes you feel even better on top of all that. And many people over the years have been able to rid themselves of harmful substance addictions or what have you by seeking physical fitness instead. Because it's not something I mentioned before, because it's in a different light. It's a much more positive thing than turning to drugs, alcohol, and sex for different reasons, or for the same reason. But yeah, back to the original point. Instead of looking to those things, you could just look to make yourself better. And self-improvement, becoming stronger, healthier, faster, better looking. It's kind of the only way that I know how anymore to make myself better. And so when I'm dealing with difficult things in my life, and when I'm feeling hurt because of failed relationships or this, that, the other, I always turn back to physical fitness. And yeah, that's what I do. It's a way for me to attempt to move on from things. And when I have feelings of rejection, I'm like, well, they might not have liked me for this or that reason. Some of those things I can't help, but what I can help is the way that I feel. Aside from all the emotions, unwanted emotions and things that come naturally as a part of life, and part of being a Cancer and being a super emotional person, I can have a strong influence on the way that I generally feel throughout each and every day. I can focus on getting enough sleep. I can focus on what I'm putting in my body, and I can focus on my levels of physical activity. I can become stronger. I can influence my body composition. I can look better and therefore feel much better about myself. Bring the best out in me. And that's what I need right now, is to turn back to that and to look inside and to look in the mirror. What can I fix? What can I make better? Find every way that I know how to do so. Stop worrying about trying to please anyone else. Stop complicating your life with other people. Just look at you. Remember who you are. Create who you want to be. And then it's not easy, but it's simple. I've always considered myself to be a dreamer. I want great things for myself, and I want to achieve great heights. I know that it's in me, but I've always had a hard time becoming fiercely independent, making things happen for myself, just executing. I have the desire, I have the will, but the work ethic has not always been there. I haven't always known how to work hard and how to go out there and make things happen for myself. And it's no excuse. The path that I chose and what I've been doing for the past 5 years and being in the military and everything. But a lot of the things in life I've learned the hard way, and a lot of the times that's brought out the best of me. And so 6 months from now, when I go back to being a civilian, I am forcing myself to find new paths in life.